troubled standing up in front of us for a protracted period of time, so she'll probably be quick. No, maybe she won't be quick.
I'll try.
We'll give you a chance.
And then we'll close the session with opening portals to the world of jazz, which is kind of a new thing for us, with Mount Allen from SP Jazz. SF Jazz. I was joking with him earlier that in his honor, I brought some dark glasses. So we'll see where we go from there. I don't do introductions because they're all in the handouts, so I'm just going to move on and get the first presentations going. I have little of interest to say, but they have lots of interest to say. So let's move on, and let's start with with Guido and Cicero with their demonstration on Fogo.
Okay. I'd like first of all to thank Laurie and Natalie for the invitation and the support they provide for us to be here. So the idea is to talk about what we are doing, considering the development of Fogo system, that is a system that capture, transmit, store, and exhibit big videos in the area of telehealth. So the idea is to talk about a little about the motivation of the things we are doing in Brazil. We have two projects, two big projects in my concern in Brazil. The first one is RUT 2.0. The idea is to build a network of university hospitals, 47 hospitals, and we have already 7 hospitals with 4K cameras and fiber in at least one surgery room. So the idea is to put this network in production. Every surgery that will be made in these rooms will be transmitted and stored in 4K, transcoded for HD and LD, and became available for the students and for the professionals that are in all the country. The second project aims to build a network of digital cinemas, small digital cinemas. We have more than 5,000 cities in Brazil that don't have a cinema, and the idea is to open a cinema in these small cities, and the guys, the professionals that work with health in these cities will be able to access the material, the content produced in the RUT 2.0 project. So we in order to build this, to achieve the goals of these two projects, we work with 3 technologies that developed at Lavide, Arthur, Fogo, and ICD. I will talk about a little about any of these things. And finally, we will make a demonstration, please. So as I was saying, the idea of this RUT 2.0, the RUT 1.0 project they have more than 100 special interest groups that are formed in these 47 university hospitals in Brazil. So that is a huge project that is a lot of teleconference and a lot of material in video that is being produced and stored. So the idea is to upgrade the quality of the material to 4K. Okay, and this project also already uses another tool, a tool that we call ICD. It's like a tool to organize a community and enable the exchange of the interchange of videos. And they already use this tool in RUT 1.0, and the idea is to upgrade to deal with 4K videos. Okay, and integrate with this project of the Brazilian Digital Cinema Network to foster the continuous education efforts of professionals that work with health in these small cities in Brazil. So the idea of RUT, a lot of hospitals interconnected. They are hospitals that are inside universities, so they are all connected to the RNP backbone. So they have 10 gigabits. Most of them has 10 gigabits connections. And we are, in this project, the idea is to put the fiber inside the surgery rooms, so we can get the information in high quality inside the surgery rooms and transmit to the other hospitals. Okay. The infrastructure will be there, so one encoder in the surgery room. In the back end, system to manage the capture and the storage of the content that will be produced. A reflector that we have, because we have one stream captured in the surgery room, and we can have 47, 46 other hospitals seeing the material that is being streamed. So we use a reflector to get one stream and one stream input and the number that needed of output inputs, output streams. So this reflector also sends the content to the ICD to be stored and transcoded to HD and LD, and to the decoders of FOGO in the exhibition rooms of the destination hospitals. So this is the interface of ICD. Basically, each hospital has a local space with the videos they produce, and they offer some of these videos to the network, and everyone in the network can see a preview of the video, and the video are just now in HD, and the idea is to implement a new version of this tool to support 4K videos. Bom, this is a preview of one video. So the idea is, once the video is in your local base, you can see the high def or ultra high def version of this video. The previous slide, the idea is that every video that is offered for the network, you can make a preview, a low definition preview, and if you want the video, you make a download of the video to your local base to play in high def or ultra high def in the new versions. So the main challenge, the main requirement that we'll try to solve with this project is video collaboration, considering that it's centered in the content and focus, and has a focus on the best images the system can capture, store, transmit, and exhibit. So where best image is a function of time. Okay. 2011, a 4K video was the best video we can get. We can capture, transmit, store, and so on. Last one. In 2013, we sent 4 4K videos, and the idea of the HUTI 2.0 project is to put this experiment that we did at the demonstration in 2013 in production. All the surgeries made in at least one surgery room of the 47 university hospitals in Brazil will be transmitted and stored. So we'll have a lot of content to work when this project becomes a production, enters in the production phase. We also, in 2013, play the video here, an 8K video, so that was what we can do in 2000. And the idea now in 2015 is 2 weeks ago, Cicero sent to us a 1K frames per second 4K video, and the challenge was how to play this video, because if we looked for the quantity of the amount of frames, we will need 30 persons looking to this video to see all the frames in the time that the video was shot. So how to show to one person? So this was the challenge. We developed a special version, like a feature of Fogo Player, to make a sort of zoom in the time. So you can see the film. They shot the film in 2 minutes. You can see the film in 2 minutes, or you can see the film in 20 minutes. That is, if you look to see every frame of that was shot, you get 20 minutes to see. If you want to see in a high speed, let's see, exhibition, you can see it in 2 minutes, the time the film was shot. So this was the idea that we have implemented. We implemented this feature in Fogo Player, and at the demonstration we can show and talk more about what we did. Okay, so the technology we are using, the Fogo Player, that have possibility of get video from cloud or from 4K live, 8K, and stream. There is a coordinator that takes care of the timing, synchronization of everything that is running in the system. The other tool is Artron. That was a tool we developed for provide support for artistic performances. Because the backstage of the thing like that, with the last one we did, we had dancers in Salvador, in Brazil, in Barcelona, Spain, and the musicians were in Seoul, Korea, and there are other dancers in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So the backstage, it's a lot of connections between the cameras and microphones and things like that, and with the projectors and that are using the different stage that makes part of this distributed performance. And the interface of Artron is something like that. So this the idea, and we had a project. We worked 2 or 3 years adapting this interface and using this tool to get surgeries, because we have maybe 1 or more cameras in the surgery room, and trying to make an interface more easy to the doctors to manipulate the system. And we just now integrated Fogo and Artron, so we can manipulate and control many 4K streams using this Artron tool. The other thing was the ICD that I have already talking about. The ICD in Brazil, we have a lot of nodes that are already using this tool to interchange content. Okay, it's a sort of a closed network for interchange content. The idea, we started with TV, Brazilian University TV's network. So they need to exchange content, but they don't want to use open tools, so we developed a tool to provide support to this network of TVs and adapt it to the hospitals network and to the cinemas and network. So let's start with the presentation. The presentation of Cicero begins explaining what they did.
Well, as Guido said, we worked in the other part, in the production of the content. So we have I'm going to show a video, but what we did with Jani in the Lab Cine at Mackenzie University, we got a vision research phantom camera that can film 1,000 frames per second in 4K. So we get from this camera 1 terabyte at every 3 minutes. So we only have the camera only comes usually with 2 cards of 512 gigabits each. So after 3 minutes, and to film it, it's very, very complicated to use this camera, because the camera usually shoots 5 seconds and then stops, and it takes like 4 seconds to bufferize and store in the cards, and then you have another 5 seconds. So when we decide to film this, we were with the doctor, you can see. So what we shot, what we decided to shoot was a laser surgery in the eye. Why? Because I work in the medical school in a health center, so I coordinate the telehealth program there. So one thing that the ophthalmologists, when I went to talk with them, what we could do with the camera that shoots so many frames, blah, 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 they say, yeah, one thing that we would love to see is the laser in the eye. We have never seen that because it's laser, you know. So I say, okay, let's try it. So I found Johnny went there with a crew. So I'll show the video and the thing that explain everything, okay?
And I am the head of the refractive surgery division in the ophthalmology department at the Federal University of São Paulo in Brazil. Together with Cicero Silva, Jane Almeida, Guido Lemos, and Paul Shore, we would like to show you today how the ultra-speed image capturing technology can be used in the medical field, specifically in refractive surgery. The laser equipment used in this surgery has a pulse emission rate of 500 pulses per second, and the laser spot has 800 to 1000 micron diameter. The location and ablation profile is determined by the amount of the tissue to be removed, dependent on the amount of myopia.
well, this, and this was the making of, and the result, the final result, you can see in that screen. So the blue dots are the lasers. If you want to come and see closer, you're going to see this. And this is running at 1,000 frames. Yeah, so 1,000 frames per second. So you can see parts. The eye sometimes moves. It's kind of a scary thing because it's very slow. Yeah, it's bad. It's like Clockwork Orange, yeah, movie, you know, kind of. But this is the laser. So the physicians, she describes, like Eliane, that gave the first interview for us. He was just describing that for them it's very important to see this, how the laser can cut the parts of the eyes and correct and exactly where exactly the point that it can interact with the eye. So this is they've never seen. So this is very detailed for them. They paid attention to this. They asked this video for us. They can spend hours seeing this, just this detail because of the fragment of the eyes, how they cut. So they also start seeing that sometimes something can get wrong. Also, when the laser goes in where it should not go in some way. So this is a kind of detail image. They can right now they can't see this because they just played this in this morning. They spent the night here thanks to Guido and his team. They, you know, because this was very hard to play this result here. And as you can see, the image is very dark because the room needs to be very dark. This is another issue that we are dealing with them, because if you light, so we don't see the laser. And at the same time, you have to have this this kind of environment, right? This place that is not like lighter or something like this. And so it's very hard to film this. It was very hard to get this image because this camera requires a lot of light. So we were using a lot of lenses, tested a lot of things with Jani. Thanks to Jani too. Jani was coordinating with the camera. Patricia Jimenez, a very good photographer. He spent a lot of time to get this. I will now I will give you a little bit to Lincoln, because Lincoln developed the player for this. So just 1 minute to explain how it works.
Actually, I didn't develop the player. The people in La Vida developed the player. This is a new version, a new feature at the focal player, as Guido said. This is playing a whole 4K video. This is just 5-second video with 60 gigabytes in size. So this is we are now playing the file like it was filmed in a normal 24 FPS camera. So normally the people the doctor is seeing the image like that. As you can see, the eye is moving. As you can see, a person's eye is moving. So, but I can change the FPS of the video now. Now the focal player is showing every frame in the whole file. So
Can we get that table pulled over here
they
for
playing
her?
1,000 frames,
sure.
but the output is 24 FPS. So I can. This video is a little bit is very steady. So the image does not move a lot, so you cannot see. But this is normal now. We cannot see very much the laser, just very quickly. But as we change it to show all the frames, we can see a little better the laser touching the iris.
Well, thank you very much.
And we made a.
We also made in this feature of Fogo, sorry, we made also we integrated with an encoder and transmit to in real time and
I'm
play
shooting,
it in
sorry.
in a Sage player, and the version of Focal Player for Sage written in JavaScript. Okay, but I don't know if I have time. Okay, Lincoln can. Don't play, Lincoln. Deixa eu tocar.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. We'll have opportunity for questions at the end.